guidelines that you have to have even to go out and pick up a bird that's in oil. You have to have the hazardous material training so you're safe and the you don't get yourself sick or hurt. And so and this is a course you have to take every year if you're involved in something like this. So all of our staff has already done that, and they were planning to have some of these classes here in Pinellas County, and so anyone who wants to take those can contact the sanctuary also.
Okay, now again, this is Talking Animals. My guest is Ralph Heath, founder, director of Suncoast Seabird Sanctuary. We're discussing, of course, the Gulf oil disaster from the standpoint of treating the birds afflicted by it. If you'd like to join the conversation, please call 813-239-9663 or email dj@wmnf.org. We have a few callers holding. We'll try to get a couple more of those into the conversation. But I just have something else I need to ask you about, Ralph, because as if this whole debacle isn't ever more depressing by the day. I recently read something about the treatment of oil-soaked birds that somehow managed to make me more depressed, because it said that there was an expert who's been doing this for 20+ years, saying that the middle-term survival rate of oil-soaked birds is under 1%, and kind of, I guess, as part of what sounded like her recommendation that this really isn't, trying to catch them and clean them is so stressful to the birds that they often don't survive that process, regardless of what kind of nice gestures and help are offered by cleaning and the Pepto-Bismol. I mean, can you respond to that?
It is true. I mean, the bird being in the oil is stressful and certainly traumatic to them, and certainly causes them to suffer greatly. But then, of course, the stress of being cleaned is a traumatic situation. And so everything's working against the wildlife. I mean, they've already had not just reports of birds, but look at the reports of the dead dolphins and turtles washing in.
Yeah.
And it's just affecting everybody, and nobody even mentions the poor fish.
Right. Well, and I guess it's just hard to sort of reconcile what this scientist was saying based on, again, a lot of direct experience. That I mean, she essentially seemed to be recommending to actually not take any steps to help these birds, just that letting them sort of nature and oil unfortunately run its course was actually kinder to the birds in some ways than putting them through the stress of trying to rescue and clean and release them. But
well, you're bringing up a good point, but I can tell you from also working with birds since 1972, some you have, let's be honest, and take a pelican for instance. Pelicans have a range of personalities just like people. Some are nice, some are nasty, some are mean, some aren't, some are placid, some aren't. I mean, they really truly have a range of personalities.
Sure.
Exactly like if you're dealing with people. And you get some birds that cooperate with you and are, really helpful to you, trying to help them. They almost know that you're helping them. One of these days we've got to do a show. You're talking about talking animals. I had a pelican one time that used to communicate with injured pelicans that would come in and have them calm down.
I mean, just by the sounds that he would make, that would help calm his fellow...
Yeah, and you won't believe what bird that was. In our parents' generation, there was a very famous actor known as Pat O'Brien.
Sure. And
he was there in January of 1972 when this little young pelican, about 6 months old, was brought in badly injured by a marina worker in Madeira Beach. And that bird, of course, was permanently crippled. She had a blind eye and a permanently crippled wing, thanks to fish hooks and fish lines. She recuperated and lived at the sanctuary for almost 37 years. And that bird could actually communicate with other pelicans when they were rowdy in the hospital and tell them to calm down.
Oh,
when she was recuperating in the hospital.
Well, that's the phenomenon of animals. Let's try to take at least one more call here. We're running just about towards the end of our time. Hi, you're on Talking